Hello everyone, this is David Blair, the Crosshairs Trader, and today is Monday, January the 10th, 2011. I quickly want to go through where we are as far as the major averages are concerned, major indices, futures, and look at three stocks that I'm watching and us Crosshairs Traders have talked about. So let's start with the futures today. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ futures. We've been talking about this a little bit. NASDAQ futures have reached pretty much a high they haven't seen. And let's take a look at our weekly chart. I have weekly and daily charts. That's all I look at. And we can see that we're all the way back up to the high, believe it or not, from 08 on the NASDAQ futures. We're right there at it. Okay. So the things that we look at as far as Crosshairs Traders are support and resistance, candle counting, weekly chart, daily chart, and our indicators that we watch. But right now what I'm seeing is we're hitting a resistance level. Our candle count is kind of high on the weekly. Of course, the market can do whatever it wants to do. It doesn't care about my observance of whether something is overbought or oversold, but according to what we look at, we've gotten a high candle count. We're at resistance. We're also starting the week of earnings season, which can be very volatile depending upon the stock that reports after the bell or before the open. We could have a big down day due to an earnings or a big up day the next day, and vice versa. It can be a very volatile time, especially when we're at an area of resistance, possible resistance like we are now. S&P is a little bit different. It is rolling back over from this resistance area. And let's take a look at the weekly chart. We're nowhere near the highs on the S&P futures, but we are again at an area of resistance that goes back to October of 08. You can see that resistance right here. Okay. Moving averages aren't where we Crosshairs traders like them to be either. Bottom line, we're at an area that could tell the tale of the tape for quite some time. Either we're going to stay below this resistance and roll over, consolidate maybe, or we're going to bust through, and again we're at an area where earnings may take this considerably higher or considerably lower. Or third scenario, of course, is we do nothing for the next few weeks while earnings play out. Three stocks I want to look at right quick. First of all, WIN. Take a look at the weekly chart. WIN actually broke out of a resistance level on the weekly chart, and it's trending, so everything looks good. From a technical perspective on WIN, next level of considerable resistance is all the way up at 151. We're at 118 right now. So WIN on the weekly chart looks good. Then when we look at our daily chart, we had several signals before it broke out. Didn't break out though. Then we saw the breakout. We had a signal. We had the string. Everything that we look for fired. Our only concern is, what's the general market going to do? If the general market rolls over, WIN most likely will roll over with it. However, we've got a good place to get out if it tells us that it's not going to work. Several Crosshairs traders had gotten into this trade and have already taken some good profit on options, but we'll continue to watch this one. That's WIN. ADP is one that we'd mentioned several weeks back. We had an itch, which is our intraday crosshair on ADP. Back at the beginning of December, it basically did nothing. However, it held above our loss line and then broke out again. So we're still looking at a profit target now between 49 and 50. A good trending stock when we look at the weekly. We can see that it's broken out on the weekly, right where we decided to look at this as a trade, but we still got this resistance a considerable amount of way right up here around the $49 to $50 range, exactly what we were talking about on the daily. And then this one I probably won't look at again for a while. And the last one, Disney. Disney on the weekly again broke out to an all-time high. Disney is at an all-time high. Yep, that's what I said. Consolidated for a while at that breakout level. Everything's lined up here. We had the strength on that. And then when we look at the daily chart, we can see that it broke out. However, Disney's going to move in the general direction of the market. So if the market decides to roll over, Disney's going to roll over. It's broken out. However, we know that we've got a good loss line here. Could give us an opportunity to get into another position or add to our position if we are in it now, if this rolls back and stays above this loss line breakout level. Those are 3 trade ideas. Us crosshairs traders have a bunch as we meet. We'd love to have you join us in our premium service. Getting ready to roll out a daily video newsletter that I'll be letting everyone know about. In the meantime, if you're interested in what I do on a more personal basis, private members only basis, let me know at david@crosshairstrader.com. Otherwise, join me at my website. It's free. RSS feed, email alerts, Twitter, stock twits. Join me anytime. Have a wonderful day both in and outside the charts.